We're going to get into it. Made some changes, so hopefully everything is coming through. All right. Yeah. Big pumps on. Big pumps this morning. That's what we like to see. Big pumps. Big pumps. Man, I feel like just cutting the time. Just get into it. Just get into it. Your future hand. My name is Jules. My name is Julian. My name is Julian Biggs, J Biggs, whatever you want to call me. Go over here to X. You can follow us at Your Future Hand or YFH. Catch some more updates on charts and maybe some faster price action moves if you want to go over there and follow. Also, I will separate them because I'm going as Jules, Biggs Jules, J Biggs. I'm going to do more of the music scene on Web3. The Web3 music community is super cool. And this audio is going to cut in. Oops. Anyway, I just did this audio-visual thing with another fella on X, not player. So we're going to do some more AI, visual, and music stuff on there. It's been pretty fun. So check it out. Check it out over there. Anyway, let's get into these charts. Man, it's just wailing here. So, I mean, when I was firing this up and making a thumbnail, getting ready to go, we were still around 42K. We're at $43,300 right now. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not panicking. I'm not doing nothing because I'm in a nice long trade that I told you I was stacking. And here, I told you I had the entries in here waiting. Let's go into the daily. I'm on the weekly there. So you can see the bounce perfectly off the 61.8% fib level. And this thing just started going back up. And I told no one to worry until we came at least to the end of the month. And sure enough, that weekly close yesterday was down here underneath the 38.2% of this last little bearish move. But I had a really good feeling that, you know, this is a 10-year trend line, a 5-year trend line, and the 50 or 61.8% fib of the 2022 bear trend, all in an apex here together. So, I stacked along. Everyone thought it was going to dump and go down, and I stacked along, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. Low leverage long, and I'm hoping that this is the move to 50K. Now, no promises, because this Tuesday, Wednesday, be prepared for Jerome Powell to come out and tell you some BS regarding labor numbers and inflation and a bunch of crap. And they'll probably pause rates again. And this market will continue to move to the upside for a little bit until they tell us something in the news that will bring the prices back down, whether that be some crisis, war crisis, financial crisis, Evergrande. I believe the price of Evergrande, which is one of the, I think it's the second largest housing industry or company in Asia. And generally, when their market comes down, our market comes down too. But you can still see the S&P 500 at 4,900, trying to capitulate at 4,900. which is still really strong above the previous all-time high of 2021 at $4,800. So, and I wouldn't doubt if this thing actually sees some sell pressure, that some of that money comes into Bitcoin now with the ETFs out there. So back over to Bitcoin. This is the 61.8% fib of the previous downtrend in 2022. Now I know this is on the daily chart, so it looks a little messier, but the 61.8, so massive trade area, this 40K, right? And it was also, we had, if we go to the lower time frames, we can see we had this really big couple of bounces on this area before the move to 69K. So I was pretty confident in this level, especially with it being the 61.8% fib there at 38.5, and we hit exactly that, right down to 38.5. Missed my bottom limit by $100 or $138, but that's okay. We DCA'd, and now we're in this move again. So I'm hoping this thing retests a high, but again, we have the FOMC meeting coming this week. So, whether they pause interest rates or do another hike, no promises on that, but I did think there was a potential of another hike before the halving, because they didn't get inflation right to quite to where they wanted it. So just watch Dumb Money. I'll have to check that out. Dumb Money, great movie about GameStop. Yeah, gaming's gonna be huge. We'll check that out. Can you hear the music? Oh yeah, I just got my shit quiet. Yeah. Anyway, but we're over $4,300 right now. You can see. So I've got, and if I do it even just on the daily candles here for you, I think I had this fib set up on a weekly chart because I like the weekly. But if we move this over to the daily wicks here from the high to the low, you can see that we're moving through these fibs pretty nice. We had a little resistance here under the 38.2% fib at 42.2. That was this morning here, and we're now back to the 50% fib, 43.5 approximately. So we've hit that as resistance for today, and will we get above that? Or will we, kind of float under it like we did here for a couple of days underneath the 38.2? But yeah, things are looking pretty good in my opinion. Again, nothing has been in the news or the narrative to bring this price down. So all those people who love to sit and wait for 30K, it's like, yeah, okay, it might come, but it might not. That's why we dollar cost average into Bitcoin. You literally can't lose. I'm surprised how many people have been in the market for as long as they have who don't dollar cost average on a regular into Bitcoin, which just it's crazy to me. Not a lot of conversation about Bitcoin in the spaces I find lately. I finally understand shorting. Yeah, Joe, if you haven't seen it, the movie The Big Short is a really great movie and gives some huge insight to just kind of the financial world and what's going on. Sorry, I get distracted there. Looking at this RSI, what am I on here? The daily RSI, again, wham. A smoke above 50% here, which is a good sign. You can see right from the 40 to the 50 and headed for the 60% fib here. Maybe it wants a retest, but to me that looks like it just kind of is off on its way. And these preemptive pumps, we talked about this last week too. Preemptive pumps coming into FOMC meetings. And it's funny, the other one too, and I don't want it to make me sound too crazy, but a lot of these pumps can and do line up with lunar cycles. We just had the full moon, right? This thing bounced $4,000, now $5,000 through this moon cycle. And I know people think that's crazy, but it's been talked about for years with people with a lot of money, that billionaires use astronomy and use the stars and cycle patterns and things like that. So, interesting. That's all I'm going to say about that, I guess. But Fibonacci sequences, lunar cycles, they work in trading from personal experience, I can tell you. Bitcoin ETFs. So they've accumulated about 120,000 Bitcoin for the ETFs already. They launched January 11th. That's major, man, major. There's only, that's almost 10% of what. That's 1% of what's left. Boosts. Not much on their CoinDesk that I'm really interested in talking about right now. Big thing being just that they're obviously still accumulating massive amounts of Bitcoin. So we've gone from 49% back up to 50% in the greed, or we're not in the greed, still neutral in this until we get over 60%, 70%. Bitcoin, 43,000. Market dominance right now for Bitcoin, 51%. So again, over 50%. ETH at 16%. During the bull run, we'll see ETH probably 20% higher with market control. Maybe, actually, ETFs, you never know. $1.64 trillion. So, they've almost accumulated everything back that they've sold. So Grayscale, we know the GBTC fund has been dumping Bitcoin in the last couple of weeks, and I believe they've sold around 100,000 or more as well. But BlackRock has accumulated almost 50% of the total of all the ETFs combined, which is crazy. Crazy. Jules. Corn. Bitcoin, $43,110. So, again, in my opinion, I think we've just hit the resistance. I don't like going all the way to the wicks. So, I mean, even if we just move this down a bit to the let's say the last wick. Let's just go right to candle bodies here. From the high, candle body to this, right? And then you can see that we're hitting these as resistances here. I like candle bodies, I think. Wicks are eating up the supply or demand areas. So nice break above 50% RSI on the daily chart. And we knew that right from this bounce here that we were going to see some upward price action. And sure enough, we're just staying healthy in this area. So now, I don't know, you could call that an inverse Schmed and Schmolders if you want. I like a pattern here and there, but more of a candle language guy and an RSI fib type of deal. But let me know what you're thinking. Have you made it this far? Did you get this far in the video, or did you just catch the update, the big bounce? What's to come? We're going to expect some more volatility before Tuesday, Wednesday for the FOMC meeting. We know that we just paused rates in Canada here, so likely to do the same. Wow. Can't say that America's going to follow in Canada's footsteps. They just don't really do that, I guess. Yeah. But expecting another pause, and if that's the case, there's no reason for Bitcoin to come back down. Volatility, maybe test 40,000 again before going back up, or maybe pump to 45 and then go back to 40. We know it likes to shake out leverage traders. Really likes to shake out leverage traders. So very likely to be a very volatile move and a flush this week surrounding the monthly close and the FOMC meeting, the Fed meeting. What will be decided this month? February, historically green. So the stats are on our side for this move back to 50K. Unless something happens. As it does. As it can. Got the Dixie US dollar hitting some resistance up here on the daily chart, close to the 70% RSI. Still making lower highs. Boo-doo-boo. On the weekly. And resistance here. Will it break out? Will markets dump? Or will the dollar dump? You never know. Yeah, if you made it this far, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Do the things like share. Go over to X. Check us out. J-Biggs, Jules. Going to be getting more into the Web3 music scene, mixing for a couple artists on there. And really, really cool community. If you don't know anything about Web3 music and how artists are going to be able to monetize their work, not only music but art as well. So musicians collaborating with artists and putting out NFTs and being able to monetize and really take control of the market again is amazing. Also, beautiful thing about decentralization, artists being able to get a piece of the pie again instead of people like Spotify getting it. So yeah. Go over to X, Your Future Hand. I will provide updates on Bitcoin and maybe some other coins as we get into this bull market. So check me out over there. And at Biggs Jules. I might change that ad again. I'm still kind of figuring out how I want to do that. You know? Anyway, hang in there. Ooh, hot mic. Hang in there. And we will catch you in the next one. Biggs out.